TA Basketball, the basketball game show. Monday, March 10th, 2025. Streaming and recording live from the A Studio. I am your host and producer, Michael Padilla. Along with me today, I have one, John Bentley.
Hello.
Hello. As well as one, Justin Moore.
Kind of smells like popcorn in here, but I like it.
Like the new candle does? Or are you making
maybe
a joke?
No, like I legitimately got like a whiff of the corn pop.
Well,
Not corn pops, popcorn.
We've debuted our new spring scent.
Nah, maybe that's what it is.
In the studio,
It's just
so
a little
maybe
different,
that's
mixed
what
with
you're
mixed
doing
with the red candle and the spritz behind me. You know?
It's the same scent.
Oh, never mind then. Whatever.
You think I'm mixing scents out here?
No, like this one over here and this one over here, they're the same.
Same scent.
Well, one's a candle and one's not a candle.
You're getting Eiffel Towered with the same scent.
Yeah, I am.
Welcome to the to the studio where we're debuting spring scents. Like I said, you know it's a long intro when you get the second drop. Thank you so much for being here today, everybody. As always, be sure to like, subscribe, rate 5 stars, share with friends, and follow us at @yay_basketball on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram.
Add me on the ground.
Last time, we played over-under, back-down, breakdown, and hit the curiosity corner to talk about Victor Wembanyama's future, the Pistons' success, and the new-look Lakers. It was a fun one, so be sure to check that one out if you have not already. Also, go to yabasketball.com for exclusive YB merch. We've got t-shirts, we've got mugs, hats, stickers, hoodies, a whole bunch of really, really cool and unique stuff. Here's 3 mugs. That's what we've got. YayBasketball.com for exclusive YB merch. Now, this is the basketball game show after all. So, Justin, before we dive into our first segment of the day, can we get an update on the scoreboard and a recap of our picks from last week, please?
You can indeed. Michael, here's the deal. First, we kind of knew this was going to happen, right? You were going to stay in first place, John. You had such a huge lead, even though Cade did kind of crap the bed on those rebounds, where you only had 1 rebound against the Jazz on Monday.
Bizarre.
So you did lose 1,000
points.
points.
We'll break.
Yeah, but you would have lost 1,200. You got 2 of them for free. So don't even worry about it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Second place is Trey. Trey not here today, but he had Kyrie Irving under 29.5. And, well, that happens when you are done for the season, which sucks, but it did net Trey 1,000 points. I'm not going to say he was hoping for it, but he's not here to defend himself. So
he definitely wasn't hoping for it.
He definitely was not. He is in second place with 29.50. Michael, you are in third place. Gabe Vincent didn't help you get there, though. Well, it didn't help you not get there, I guess. Lost 200 points. He had 2 points. Sorry, I apologize. 2 big ones, minus 200 points. I had Cade's over, 25.5 points for the Jazz on Monday. I'm pretty sure, 29. So I doubled my points. That was great.
Mm-hmm.
Still some work to be done, but we got some good opportunities today.
Yeah.
To make it up.
It was so, my thought process behind the Gabe Vincent thing was over 8.5. That's 3 threes against a Pelicans team that I knew because of Zion, they were going to keep it close against the Lakers. Yeah. It was one of those kind of almost trap game situations. Oh, it's going to be close-ish. It's going to be a game where, it didn't end up being that close, but no Austin. Gabe's going to start. He's going to get some looks. I need to go back and look at the stats. He had several wide open threes that I was like, there it is. Nope. There it is.
Nope.
There it is.
Nope.
Every single time. So my bet flushed right down the toilet. So no,
but only 200 points.
Only 200 points. And of course, John, you did have that free 200-point bet, but of course, you only missed the 1,000. So
No worries.
And you also had a godlike start to this month. And
we appreciate
last week,
Justin for that. For those points from last week.
There's no need for that.
Yeah. So, I mean, that is where you got started. So it could have been worse. All right. Well, let's get to our first segment of the day, first game of the day. And it is one we haven't done in a while. And it's because it got too easy. It got too weird. The points got screwy. So I decided, let's bring it back, but let's tweak it. It's time for Swish or Miss. Assembly. Swish or miss? Here's how this one works. I will read you a recent, detailed, very detailed NBA headline. It will be your job to work as a team to tell me if the headline is correct, swish, or if the detail in the headline is incorrect, a detail within the headline is incorrect, which is a miss. The points for the round will be decided by how many of your own points, of your own monthly points, you are willing to wager to win or lose, starting at a minimum of 100 points. So how confident are you as a team, which adds another element, because, Justin, as we just recapped, you're at 900 points. John's way up there at 3,450. So he can say, oh, I know this is right. Let's do 1,000. You can't even do that. Even
we
if
could
you
do 900.
to. You could do 900 if you're so confident. But are you that confident to lose all your points?
I've been known
to play conservative this year?
Time for me to get poked.
To lose points. Like, you know what I mean? Like, can we go into debt? Can we go into point debt?
Sure.
All right.
I guess we can introduce negatives. Yeah.
Why not?
But so there is no more. If it's a miss, you have to tell me the detail that's wrong. It's just swish or miss. And also I get no points. It's just you wagering.
Yeah.
And it is winning or losing points. So you are deciding what's at stake here.
I don't hate it.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Round one. Nikola Jokic shocked the NBA world on Friday night by posting the first ever 30-point, 20-rebound, 20-assist game in NBA history with a final stat line of 31, 22, and 21. Jokic actually recorded 2 triple-doubles in one game. With 10:22 left in the third quarter, he logged his 28th triple-double of the season. He had 13, 10, and 10. From that point on, he had another triple-double, logging 18, 11, and 12 for the rest of the game. Gentlemen, swish or miss?
Real quick, I know we just
I think my numbers are wrong there.
Yes.
We just did this whole thing about the point system.
That was an accident. I'm sorry. Sorry. 11.
So
18, 11.
if we just say, if we say it's a swish, we still have to bet points on that.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so
no matter
we bet
what
points,
is at stake,
no matter what,
you decide
whether
what
it's right
how
or
many
wrong.
points are at stake.
It's a lot of numbers.
Yeah,
That's the point of it.
All of the numbers have to.
You decide if all
Either-
of those numbers
either
are
it
right
is
or
100% accurate, or
one
just one of them could be wrong.
Okay.
Yes.
And it could be that he went for 13, 10, and 11 in that first triple-double.
Exactly.
And then for whatever on the other hand.
Which is what, did he misspeak or is something?
It was an accident. I apologize. Very sorry.
So which numbers are we going with? The first ones or the abridged ones? I'm just kidding.
Here we go again.
Thank you. Hit me with some digits.
Nikola Jokic shocked the NBA world on Friday night by posting the first ever 30-point, 20-rebound, 20-assist game in NBA history with a final stat line of 31, 22, and 21. Jokic actually recorded 2 triple-doubles in one game. With 10:22 left in the third quarter, he logged his 28th triple-double of the season. He had 13 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. From that point on, he had another triple-double, logging 18 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists for the rest of the game. Gentlemen, swish or miss?
Give me the first triple-double numbers again.
13, 10, 10.
And the second one.
18, 12, 11.
Okay.
Okay.
Because you said 10 the last time.
I got my rebounds assists backwards. That's the only reason that
no
I
worries.
flubbed it the first time. I'm sorry.
You know what? I think it's a swish.
I believe it's a swish as well.
And I think what?
Rehearing it.
We probably go a little conservative to start the game off. Just a little 100
I'm
points.
playing conservative this year.
Conservative 100.
Because a lot of numbers.
Yeah, that is a lot. Okay, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right. Swish For 100, Michael.
For 100 points?
Yeah.
Ugh, all right, I guess. Nope. No. You both lose 100 points. It is a miss. All the stats are right.
It's the time.
No, the time is right as well. It was his 29th triple-double, guys.
Oh.
Come on. You should know this.
Okay.
Gosh.
Terribly sorry.
Jeez
Terribly
Louise. Jeez Louise.
It's one of those numbers. One of those.
It's one of those. We should have just gotten miss. One of those numbers.
Despite his impressive performance on Friday, the Nuggets did take a big loss to the Thunder on Sunday and are now 1-5 in their last 6 games against the other top 4 seeds in the West, with another game against Oklahoma City coming tonight. John, how impressive was Jokic's 30, 20, and 20, and will his stat sheet stuffing be enough to carry the Nuggets through the Western Conference?
Wildly impressive. Wildly impressive. I mean, the first time you do anything in the NBA, in NBA history, like it starts off automatically being a wildly impressive moment. With that being said, the stat sheet stuffing is very nice, but they gotta win games. I mean, especially against the top competition. You can't be 1-5 against the people who you were definitely going to be seeing at the finish line. So, as great as he is, as great as it is that he's putting up these numbers, like the West is too stacked. Like everything is way too close together. If you're still not finishing games and closing out properly, like I don't know how you plan on making an actual run once you get to the playoffs. So the numbers look good, but I don't know what it means for the team overall, or if I feel that confident in them, especially against the highest level competition in the playoffs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Justin?
Obviously, it's very impressive. Arguably the greatest offensive game we've ever seen. Especially like recorded game, I guess, if you want to go that route. Because
On film, you mean?
right?
Did Wilt's game actually happen?
I
Just quick before you dive in, when I was on the trip with my mother, I was explaining the conspiracy theory of did Wilt's game actually happen? And she was like, well, what do you mean? And I was like, did it? And she was like, well, yeah. And I was like, how do you know?
She's like, obviously it happened,
And I was
Michael.
like, but how? Anyways, go ahead.
You know what's really crazy? As one person's like, yeah, that game probably happened. I'm also one of the people that was like, I don't know if he went to the moon, and that shit's on camera. But so yeah, when you look at that game, you go, holy crap! Also, a little bit of maybe a hot take. I think that game is more impressive than the 81, but whatever. So here's my thing. When you say the stat sheet stuffing,
I don't want that to sound negative. By the
no,
way.
I know
It's
that's
just
my
a
initial
term.
reaction to that. I was like, ugh.
It's not an.
But-
I understand it
Yes.
carries a negative connotation. I just,
Yes.
you know what I mean.
My thing is, I think that's what they've needed him to do, and in their last playoff run, that's what he did, and that carried them through the Western Conference. There were other factors as well. You obviously, no one wins a title by themselves, but I mean, so that's the way that they need to win. When I'm looking at specifically the OKC game from yesterday. I sat and watched that entire game because it was at noon, and noon games are awesome.
Yeah. We were just talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah. But so get to watch the entire game, and now it all kind of turned obviously on the Aaron Gordon injury as well as Jokic's elbow injury to a degree. One thing you can't have happen though, and I think this is the bigger point, is for them, like Jokic still was great in that game, but you shot crappily from 3 and you missed free throws like crazy. If you want to put a portion of that on an elbow injury earlier in the game, and also part of your Aaron Gordon, your kind of your game plan went out the window when you lose one of your starters like that.
Jokic is playing tonight.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like the final score of that Thunder Nuggets game was not indicative of how close that game was for the majority of the game. And so for me, I'm picking, generally speaking, the best player in the series, and he will be the best player in every series they play.
Yeah, he's the best player in the world.
So I'm not picking against him. Obviously, I've been on the Nuggets all season. I've been on the Nuggets since last season. I was on the Nuggets last season. I'm picking the Nuggets. So, yeah, I do think matchups can happen, but I also think that they're still a terrifying issue to deal with, especially when healthy. Now, granted, if Aaron Gordon can be healthy, obviously up in the air. But
I mean, even with Aaron Gordon, do you feel like he's going to have enough support, like with the rest of the team? Do you think there's enough shooting?
I think Aaron Gordon alone would have changed that game last night.
The 1-5
or yesterday, I guess.
The 1-5 doesn't alarm you at all because Memphis is included in that.
Yeah, nah.
They got blown out by Memphis the last time they played them.
Okay.
Now, granted, the one win. Sorry, excuse me. The 1-5. It was a back-to-back with Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
The night, I don't know, it was the night before, but the prior game,
Yeah.
they got blown out by Memphis. The next game, I think it was like a 8 or 9 point win against Memphis. All the next 4 losses against those other, top 3 other seeds, Houston, Oklahoma City, and LA, have been losses.
Wait. Huh? That's like 5 teams.
Memphis, LA, Oklahoma City.
But those can't be the top 4 seeds because Denver's in there. But I guess maybe I'm just
I'm
misunderstanding.
including Denver.
Yeah.
Denver playing against the other.
So it's the top 5 seed. I get what you're saying. I was confused. Because
Oklahoma City.
the
the
Rockets
other
aren't a top
four, yeah,
4
top
seed anymore.
Okay, sorry. Where are
That
they
was
at
my
now?
thought process. You know what I'm saying?
Where are they now?
They're 5. That's why I was
yeah,
confused.
sorry.
So I figured those numbers were from Oklahoma City, Lakers, and Memphis, right? That's what.
Sorry, yeah. That's
what
who I was
thought.
talking about. Yeah,
And I was pretty sure they've beaten Oklahoma City this year, earlier in the year. They
They-
played
I
them
think they
4
did
times.
it.
They went 1-1 against them. Have they
think they
played
did.
the Lakers only once so far, and they still have 2 more matchups
yeah.
against them?
They've played them twice.
And they lost both times?
No, the first time they beat the brakes off of them.
So then that's 2 wins against the top 4 seeds. Currently.
Yeah, right. No, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, I think, then that's what I'm saying. But recently,
Sure,
things
yeah,
have looked
yeah, yeah.
differently. And also, there's been a big shift in the West recently. And so that's why I ask: does the recentness of this kind of does it make you nervous at all?
No, mostly because playoff basketball is so much different than regular season.
Yeah.
And I think they still have the best coach out of the, you know what I mean? Out of those teams, I think they have the best coach. I don't think JJ's a better coach than Mike Malone. I don't think Dagnall's a better coach than Mike Malone.
Kerr?
But out of those
guys,
top teams, you can make the argument for Kerr. You got to believe in the Golden State Warriors at that point in time, which is a fine thing to want to believe in.
Yeah,
but
and you have to include the
I don't
Warriors
know,
in
man.
that. Yeah.
I feel like coaching is at that level is a little bit negligent. Like JJ is unproven, but like all of those coaches are excellent. Like Mike Malone's been doing it the best for the longest, but like I think those are all excellent coaches.
And the mark that he would have again, the mark or the thing that he would have towards him is that Malone has won a championship.
Yeah. But I think as you said before, Jokic like stat stuffing is what kind of led to them like making their run the first time they won the championship. But like he had support, like they had shooters. Like there's no Kentavious Caldwell-Pope on this team.
true.
Like Michael Porter Jr. is playing better, but like he's still not passing the ball like ever, and he's not doing as much as you'd like him to do on the defensive end. So I mean, I don't know that I would put as much faith in them right now, especially with the West being as tight as it is in their position, and they're still a ways behind the Thunder, I would say.
So
Yeah,
just real quick in that specific Thunder game yesterday, when the non-call on the Russell Westbrook slap in the face happened, the Thunder then go on an 8-point run that was also spurred with a technical, and they got the ball back from that foul that would have sent Chet to the bench. So that's a huge swing in that game. And realistically, that game didn't really get quote unquote like out of hand until SGA had like 7 points in like a minute, which can happen kind of to anybody with a player of that caliber.
I hear you, but also that's not something that's not out of character for the Thunder. They
Smack somebody in the face and not get a foul call?
No, they go on these quick runs a lot, and they're not, and it's not by threes. Simmons made the same point. Was that they go on these spurts? It's because of energy and defense, and they're just quick splashes. Here's a note I'd like to make about that game in particular yesterday, and this is not to spark the MVP thing, because I think at this point you've got your mind made up really wherever you lie. Although it was funny seeing what did the odds swung like 200. Minus 200 in Jokic's favor in one night after that 30.
Yeah, I mean, never mind.
Yeah, I know, and I'm just saying. I think
it's all
the
storylines.
The free throw merchant thing was really interesting, and I think that he made a point to not do a lot of the baiting yesterday because he only went to the line 8 times yesterday.
I mean, he jumped backwards and diagonally into Russell Westbrook in real time and got a foul for it, but yeah.
Sure. But I just mean it didn't. He wasn't at the line like 16,
That's
19, 18 times like he is a lot of the time. He went to the line 8 times. That's it yesterday. Still got 40 points, and what was it? A 20 point was the game?
24.
Something like that.
Yeah, 24-point win. And yeah, you're right. It got out of hand because of sequences of events, but that's just kind of the way the games go. You know, I mean, some things just take place, and then that's what runs happen. And that's not, again, that's not to spark the MVP thing, but I think it was interesting. I think it's interesting that the Thunder just seem to kind of do that. Like they'll be in a game, it's close, they're competing, and then they just seem to kind of impose this will, this defensive thing. The Lou Dort play was really something. The missed dunk and then the three, I think, was something that's like, if that's and you know, that's such a microcosm, and you can't really you can't, and also it's such a, and I don't want to lean on this too much. I'm not trying to put too much weight on this, but it is such an interesting play that, like, there's such an interesting energy with this team, and there's like this electricity with them where it's like, that's the kind of play that if that dunk gets missed, a lot of teams, that could break that run, that could break a quarter, that can break down teams. And instead, they get the rebound offensive, and he doesn't hesitate, hits the three, and then it's right back to it. Sure. Even if he misses that three and it's back, they wouldn't have missed a beat. I feel. Like, I don't, and you know, we can't say but I just think that they have this energy. They've got this thing going right now, man. And I'm, you know, you have faith in the Nuggets. I think the Lakers are on a hot streak right now. I think that we both think that there's a lot up at stake in the West. There's a lot that there's a lot could go on in the West, is what I should say. But the Thunder are really fucking good. They're on a 70-win pace still. It is almost mid-March.
I thought they were on a 68, but I get you.
So,
but
close
68
enough.
and 70,
Yeah.
They're close enough to high 60 win pace,
Sure.
Yeah.
Almost 70 win pace, and you know, I don't know. As for Jokic, though, I mean, he's obviously fucking amazing, stunning. I mean, just shocking. Like, the numbers that are like, we talked about it. We talked about it earlier in the season. That was what I said. It's like you can't. It's hard. You just can't wrap your head around it. You know, I was talking to somebody about this. It's the same thing with LeBron. It's like, we can't understand what he's doing right now age-wise because we've never seen anything like it. Yeah. It's the same thing with Jokic. We don't understand, and we're going to look back 20 years from now and being like, what the fuck? 30, 20, 20, what? I mean, maybe there. I don't know. I mean, I think that the stats are getting a little bit more. Those are getting more insane. Like, you know, Luka had a 60-point triple-double last week, or a couple of years ago, and Harden had a 60-point triple-double. And what was it? Luka had a 30, 17, and 16 game without overtime, and some people were like, well, if he had overtime and this and that, and I'm not making that argument, but I'm saying it, you know, with an extra 5 minutes, who knows? So maybe stats-wise, that continues to go up, maybe.
But, okay, I do have a question, because if we do that, then, like, how much are we underrating Westbrook's 20-20-20? I mean, like, because if we just looked over that and like bypassed it, because it happened and it went away. We talked about it a little bit. It wasn't where he was having his run, or like where he was in any conversations of being like best player in the league, or
I think that's,
where he was even up with MVP. I do get that, but like, if we're going to talk about individual performances, then that's one that we greatly overlooked and undervalued if we're going to give Jokic so much acclaim for this. Like, I do understand it's amazing, but like, it's a game. He had a night.
I agree.
He's also tied for the most 15, 15, and 15 games in history, with, funny enough, 15 of them. But I think the difference and the delineator for me is when you look at Westbrook or you look at Luka, right? They're stuffing the stat sheets. He won a title. Westbrook didn't. Luka hasn't. Westbrook hasn't yet. He's still playing. But like, and he won it as the guy, putting up huge numbers. that's for me the bigger delineator for that is like, okay, this guy did it, and yes, these other guys did do crazy, awesome things, but this guy actually won the whole thing. That's where the breakdown comes for me. Is like he did it, and it impacted so much that his team actually won the title. And so I go, that's the separator when I talk about them in that light.
Well, I feel that, but then like,
if we're just talking about them player to player, like,
when it comes down to overlooking something like the Westbrook thing, what I think is because, like you mentioned, Jokic is lauded as the best player in the league, already deemed a top 15 to 20 player all time, already getting that kind of acclaim. Whether he is or not, he's already getting that kind of praise. And so we see something like this, no matter what. Because let's be real. If obviously it wouldn't happen, but like if Scotty Barnes did this, Scotty Barnes is an all-star. But if Scotty Barnes did this, we would be like, what the hell? Thursday, we would forget about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
It would be insane, and we'd be like, I can't believe that happened. But it wouldn't be talked about. It'd be like, whoa, can you remember that night that Scotty Barnes did that? Holy shit.
I think this is going to
sound 15 years from now, it would be a trivia question instead of the guy, this being a top 20 player ever. You know what I mean?
Kobe scores 81. We're never not going to talk about it. It's very impressive. I'm sorry. In the next 5 years, we're not talking about Devin Booker's 71.
No.
But that's what I mean. Like, it's an amazing game, and he's he's not Scotty Barnes, and that's why I didn't want it to sound like that. But
thank you, Mark.
That's just what it is. And so there's just a delineation of level of player when we have certain conversations, and I think that's just what it is.
Yeah. Okay, we do need to kind of get moving. All right, so let's get to round 2 of Swish or Miss. Round 2 of Swish or Miss. Buckle up. It's funny that you thought the first one had a lot of numbers. The Boston Celtics defeated the red-hot Los Angeles Lakers on Saturday night 111-101 with impressive performances from Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Tatum recorded a line of 40 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, and 3 fouls while shooting 12 of 28 from the field, 6 of 16 from 3, and 10 of 12 at the line. Jaylen Brown had a day, too, logging 31 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, 2 turnovers, and 2 fouls, while shooting 13 of 25 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3, and 2 of 4 from the line. Gentlemen, Swish or Miss?
I was gonna say, that's the only option. We got to go Swish. We got to go.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh. Hear me. Go ahead. No,
and those lines both just don't seem right, but I don't know where exactly
it's because he's throwing so many numbers.
Yeah, I know, man.
Go ahead.
They just don't. I feel like one of Tatum's rebounds or assists is off, but I don't know which.
Oh, we don't have to know which. If that's what you think, I'm okay with throwing a miss out there. But because we don't know what number it is by any metric at all, let's do a little baby bet of 100 points.
Okay, new rule. You can't double a bet.
What do you mean?
If you do a minimum of 100, you can't do another minimum of 100.
I don't have any points.
We would have done more on the last one then. I felt better.
Fine. New rule next time then, I guess. Because otherwise it's too boring. You just go 100 points every time.
Sure, but I also have less than 1,000 points because I was forcibly, Bob made me give all my points away.
I hear you. Okay, fine. Next time, though.
Okay, I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
You're in a corner this time, but next time I'm coming for you.
Yeah, call me baby because I'm in a corner.
Well, I wouldn't because nobody puts baby in a corner.
Thanks. I think it's a
Time
miss.
for me to get poked.
Woo. I'm getting older, so kind of. Yeah, maybe a miss. 100 points.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's just roll with it. A miss. It's gonna be a Swish, but miss 100 points.
Miss 100 points.
Nope.
Yep. Obviously a Swish. Yep. Duh. There's too much. I mean, come on. I thought you were doing a double big brain. I thought you might double big brain, but no.
Back to it again.
Well, I hate to be quote unquote be big media here and talk about the Lakers every single week, but they're probably the most captivating story in the league right now, with more developing as time goes on. So here we go. Let's just get to it. Justin, what were your big takeaways from the matchup with the Celtics, and what is your level of concern about LeBron's injury?
My concern only comes from a seeding aspect for them. Right, he'll be healthy by the playoffs, and he'll be fine. I will say this. We saw it last year in the finals, in my opinion. We saw it on display, is that Jaylen Brown can guard Luka Doncic. Luka still put up some numbers, but while being like, when you watch the game, you're like, that doesn't look good. He looks uncomfortable. He looks like he does not want to be guarded by that guy. And I'll harken it back to a little bit of the Kawhi and LeBron in the final situation. When there's obviously that viral clip, famous clip of Kawhi checking back in and LeBron being like, man, just because that guy just seems annoying. Like, that guy he knows how to guard, and he guards really well, and he's a motherfucker. So I think that that combined with Jason Tatum being able to guard LeBron James to a degree, you go, this is why, in my opinion, I don't look at the Lakers as a threat, because other teams, not to say other teams, but specifically the Celtics, definitely have the roster to stop them, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. And you're not. Sorry, the LeBron.
LeBron, he'll be fine, hopefully, obviously, but like I think he'll be fine.
Of course, John.
Yeah, my biggest concern from the game is just LeBron's injury, and like how much are you going to slip if you drop a couple games coming up? Just because, I mean, like, you do have in his time being out, he might be back by the second time that they play the Nuggets coming up, but like, he's not going to be back for that first matchup when they come up against the Nuggets. He's not going to be available against the Bucks. They could slide, and just where they end up in their seeding, that could be my biggest concern. They also just didn't get off to a good start, like in that game, like with LeBron playing. Like, you can't. What were they down?
They went down by 21 at one point.
Yeah, 21
in the third quarter because of that insane third quarter run by the Celtics.
Which was, but I was even talking about. I thought they were down by like 15 in the first half. Like,
I don't think it got that out of hand in the first half.
Okay, maybe
it was
I'm
pretty
wrong.
close in the first half.
I thought it had slid up to double digits and got just past it in the first half, and I just felt like they got to a bad start. They definitely, like, this Celtics can go on a barrage, and they hit threes like the Warriors used to hit threes.
If so, I think it only got up to like maybe 10. I don't think it ever got up to anything like 15 or anything.
Still, you in a high level matchup against a team that you're gonna see in the playoffs or towards the finish line, like, you have to perform. Like, those runs, that them coming out of the locker room in the third quarter, that is something that you have to be prepared for. And I think, like, that's kind of where you feel Finney Smith not being available also, because he can't guard one of their big scorers. That definitely hurts, just playing.
Was
Jason
DFS
Tatum.
out for Boston?
I thought it was.
Huh.
I could be wrong.
Because they were already. I know they were already.
They were.
I should just type DFS.
Yeah, DFS, you got it.
Yeah, I should know. Sorry, continue. I'm sorry. I keep interrupting you. I apologize.
No worries. But I feel like
he played.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong, but him dealing with an injury, like, their health concerns being a problem, and I think that kind of hurts on defense. But I don't know. Aside from, I'm not worried about them long term, because if they're healthy and they end up not losing too many games in this final stretch, they'll be fine. But I don't know, if you lose too many games, if you slide and you go from, what were they now, 3 seed? If you
Currently the 2, they are tied. Sorry, they are down by 1. They are down by 1. They are tied with the Nets at halftime.
Cheese and rice.
They're tied with the Nets at halftime.
All right.
Okay, so there's 21 games after tonight with the Nets. They got to get healthy is the big thing. Rui, Jackson Hayes, DFS, as we mentioned. And then the big one, LeBron. My biggest takeaway, obviously, is that we were all right. The Celtics are still really fucking good. They never went anywhere. And also that the Lakers need to get healthy, and that if they do, I think they can compete with anyone and potentially win the title. Not that they will, but that they can. Because a healthy team maybe wins that game. We saw a team with AD beat the brakes off that team with Kristaps. They didn't have Kristaps this time. And, so really what's the dynamic there? Like, okay, well, this was just LeBron Reeves AD. Like, is it Reeves? Like, Jaylen Brown always gets up for games against Luka, so what's the difference? Weird. But they beat the brakes off the Celtics in LA with Kristaps. So that was like a fully loaded, fully healthy Celtics team in LA a few weeks before the Luka trade. So,
the Celtics have like a ton of firepower. If they have a poor shooting night, like anyone can kind of catch them.
Yeah,
I think their game plan is almost too dependent on threes, but especially when I just think Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown can get a bucket whenever you want. They don't have to shoot them.
Yeah,
they kind of fall in love with the step back too much. But
I think the most impressive stat from the game was Al Horford's performance against the Switch. So this is from Tim Bontemps. Horford was isolated 23 times against the Switch, which is the second most isolations against any player in a single game since player tracking began in the 2013-2014 season. JJ himself even said that they looked for it a little too much, and they were kind of like in a daze. They were looking for it a little bit too much. Like they would draw up a ATO and all that, and they just like couldn't execute it. Somebody's in the wrong spot, all that. Luka looked like hurt. He didn't look right because of that bullshit Kelly Olynyk trip from the Pelicans game where he landed on his back, and he still kind of looks like he's dealing with that. I mean, even against we watched the first half of the first quarter of that Nets game, and he just still is kind of looking like he's kind of limbering around. They get Jackson Hayes back, they get Rui back, they get LeBron back later on. Good. I do think that they should have got Reeves a little bit more involved in that game, though, because I think that's kind of what they have going for him, is this three-headed perimeter monster, right? LeBron, Luka, and Reeves is the factor. And I think that Reeves has had a lot of success against the Celtics, especially with LeBron out. So in that last stretch where LeBron was gone and it got down to a 4-point game, instead of just letting Luka isolate on the perimeter, which of course, you go, okay, no, LeBron, here's the third, fourth best player in the league. Let's see what he can do. Mm-hmm. He hasn't had a lot of success tonight. He's kind of been bottled up by the 38-year-old center. Yeah. Let's maybe maybe kick it to the young guy who does have a lot of success against this guy. Brown was incredible. Tatum was incredible. We talked about that. They played a lot of minutes, and I hate that it's like, it's corny that, this was their game 7. Fuck that. Play a lot against your rival. Like, I like that.
Yeah, it's such a weird thing that we keep doing to NBA players. Like,
where it's like,
be the face, do the things, but care and try, and then they do it, and then we go, fucking bum.
Yeah. It's so corny. This was their game 7. But don't rest. What are you doing? Load management. But then they play, and then it's like they play a lot. And it's like, fuck off. Like, I mean, like they went all out for this game, which I think is, they showed that they really gave a shit about it, and they wanted to prove where they were at, and they wanted to kind of flex a little bit. And good, they have every right to do that. So, and they did. Now the Lakers really couldn't because they didn't have any center of any kind. I mean, they had Len on the roster, but obviously they're probably at a disadvantage with him when LeBron is there. You probably would just rather play LeBron at center than having him out there. Obviously, like you guys mentioned, the concern for the Lakers when it comes to LeBron injury is seeding.
Because they could lose 6 of the next 9 games.
So here's the next situation, right? LeBron's gonna be out for Milwaukee. He's gonna be out for at Milwaukee, at Denver, home against Phoenix, home against San Antonio, home against the Nuggets again,
and then home against Milwaukee.
Home against the Bucks again.
It's just a crappy time. Like, it's just shitty timing.
It's a long stretch, but it's 1 to 2 weeks is the thought. Here's my concern from a selfish LeBron standpoint. If he misses too many games or he doesn't hit the 75 game mark, I'm going to be livid.
Why?
Because it would be... Well, because first of all, he's going to miss. I mean, there was a narrative at play where where I think that first team NBA was on the table. I really think that it was on the table.
Why was it on the table?
Because in the second half of the season, he's been playing
Yep.
exceptional.
And also,
What do you mean?
a bunch of other players got hurt, and now they missed time, and so now they weren't going to be eligible.
Oh, sure.
So I guess that would be my kind of thing. Is like, well, it happened to them. It's happening to
that's,
him too.
Okay, no, that's
so.
not what I mean. I just mean no. What I was about to say was he first team all NBA is off the table for him.
Yeah.
Like that's not going to happen just because of the games he's going to miss. Like the narrative
Sure.
won't be there. He's going to miss too much time while other players are still going to be there performing. First team is probably off the table now. Unfortunate, bummer. Would have been incredible for see a 40-year-old LeBron James to make first team All NBA. Probably get some sort of MVP votes in year 40. Or sorry, his 40th, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He could still probably get second team All NBA. I still think it's on the table, and I think it would also be Nick Wright made this point. How poetic! His second year in the NBA, he gets second team All NBA, and his 22nd year in the NBA, he gets second team All NBA. That's fucking pretty cool. And yeah, bookend his not like he's retiring or anything, but bookend his career a little bit. I mean, that's pretty fucking awesome. And as a LeBron fan, that's really cool.
Yeah.
There is a silver lining here. He's going to be rested. Now, granted, rehab rested is different than rested, summertime rested, but he's still not playing 35 minutes a night of NBA basketball.
Mm-hmm.
That could be scary. It could be really good. He took, 18 days off late December? Look what he started doing in the beginning of January. Late December, early January.
What happened in late December?
Hey,
Hey, people be talking about it.
people be talking.
He-
Maybe he makes that same trip. Who knows? Whatever he's got to go do, go ahead and do your thing, my brother. But I'm just saying, yeah, so let's see what Luka can do. Pray to God Rui comes back soon. Pray to God Jackson Hayes comes back soon. DFS 2, they got to get healthy, and we'll see.
But if I told you they dropped to the 4 and play the Rockets in round 1,
Win.
that's way better for them than playing the Timberwolves in round 1.
Either way, a win.
But the Timberwolves is way more of a difficult challenge than the Rockets.
I disagree.
I don't. The Rockets, none of them have played any playoff basketball.
Yeah, for sure, though. But they are physical, young, scrappy, aggressive, hard, angry.
Yeah, and their offense sucks.
Fine. They're going to beat the fuck up on 40-year-old LeBron and Luka, who's always hurt. I don't want that.
I mean, I guess.
I'm just saying from my perspective. Okay, what did we finish that?
We lost 200 points. It was great.
Bummer. All right.
I'm so happy we did it.
Trey's not here. Bob doesn't exist anymore. I mean, he does, but he's out there in the ether somewhere. So let's go to speed takes, shall we?
Hell yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's right. Speed takes. Fucking.
Hit me with it.
You know, sometimes I have a prompt for this because it's like, 3 weeks left in we got it. It's time for the speed takes. The Luka Doncic trade continues to flog Mavericks fans as Kyrie tears his ACL. Olivier Prosper, is that right? There is
Sure.
an extra E in there, so it's not, if there's an IE, so it's not Oliver. There's an I in there, so it's not Oliver, it's Olivier, right? Olivier Prosper has wrist surgery. Dallas was hit with dust storms. And Jason Kidd was left with only 7 healthy players. John, is the curse of the Don the new curse of the Bambino?
Oh my God. Dude, it's a dark cloud over Dallas right now.
It's not a good time.
I don't know.
It's not a good time.
There's
Dallas.
no happiness in that place right now. Man, this is gonna be a curse of its own. Like I think we talked a little bit about it earlier, but like there are not many moves in sports history that are going to linger and leave a feeling the way that this Luka move has left. So I don't. Man, yeah. I mean, this is a new curse on a level all of its own. Is what I would say.
I honestly don't think so. Just because again, Anthony
Matt
Davis
was coming out of this with a win.
So, yeah.
like next season, I think they'll be fine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you've still got Anthony Davis, Derek Lively, Dallas Gafford. Whoa, Daniel
changing
Gafford.
his name.
You know what I mean? Like, you still have Kyrie. I don't know how long. He probably won't. He'll play next season at some point in time, I would
Does
imagine.
he resign?
He opts into his player option for sure. He does.
Oh yeah, I guess that's a good point. Yeah,
And also, why wouldn't he? What I really did, I guess,
with the Terry.
I liked what he said, which was everybody was saying that he was overrun. He was carrying too much of a load. He goes, "Am I carrying too much of a load, or did I don't know, get bumped wrong?" Like, he goes, "It just happens, my guy." Like,
Dude.
when the guy
overplayed.
when the guy that had the injury says that that's what happened and I wasn't overplayed, I'm gonna lean on his explanation than somebody else's. So I don't think necessarily, because if none of these injuries happened, the Dallas Mavericks, in my opinion, were gonna look really good. Now,
yeah,
sure.
if my grandmother had wheels, she would
Sure,
have been a bike.
you just told me that Luka Doncic is always hurt. Your words, not mine. So
Okay, I didn't say.
you did. You
Okay,
did.
you know what I mean. He's always like dealing with something.
He's always hurt. Fatty McFatterson's always hurt. Listen, you say these things. I've never said these things. Listen, my sources are telling me that Michael thinks that Luka's fat. He's always hurt. But listen, I think they will be fine.
See, it's moments like this that I
but
want a rewind button, because also last week when you were saying all your favorite movies, you said your second favorite movie. 90 seconds later, you said your second favorite movie, and I said, you've already got your second favorite movie. And you said, nuh-uh. And I said, yeah. And you said, nuh-uh. And I said, okay.
Thank you.
You said it twice.
Let me live my delusion. Why would you ruin it?
This is why we
We're
need a
supposed to be
rewind
friends.
button. This is why I need chat to be more active and keeping us, hold him accountable. No, you don't, some franchises never see a guy like Luka. You had Dirk, you had Nash, you had Kidd. All right?
Mm-hmm.
The whole Nash Kidd thing, whatever. Cool, whatever. Let's just focus on Kidd. Let's just focus on Dirk and Luka, right?
Yeah.
You got your two potentially franchise guys. You hope to go and you hand that never happens ever, dog.
No, I understand that logic, but they didn't hand him over for a bag of peanuts. He's Anthony Davis.
And that's my
agree.
point. You said that Dallas was in a better position after they had made that trade. If everyone was healthy and if everyone was available, you felt like that was going to be a better team.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of what happens with the results, they dropped from being right in the mix and right in that fight with the West to not be in the play-in, to be in the playoffs. And now Phoenix is thriving. Like,
Sure.
Phoenix is feeling wonderful about where they're at. You might have just saved Mike Budenholzer's job.
I don't know about that.
I mean, we don't know.
That's
we
just
don't
because
know.
of Kevin Durant, though.
Yeah, we'll see.
Kevin
One of
Durant
them
slapping his hand away.
they'll make a decision on who's staying later. But they're gonna miss the playoff. Like, this is tragic. Like, I don't know how you feel like this isn't that bad, or you have anything to look forward to next year. We don't know. Like, Anthony Davis still isn't coming back. You're gonna shut him down. And then how's Kyrie gonna rehab? Like, it's
32, right? 33?
I thought 33. I'm not sure. I thought 33. But either way,
I know, Kevin Durant.
No,
I know.
No. Hang on a second. If Luka, knock on wood, don't want this to happen, snaps his leg next game, we're go, oh, terrible. The whole season's a loss. This is awful. And we bum on the deal? No. Injuries happen. That's a part of sports. But what I'm saying is, Kyrie Irving is usually gonna tear his ACL every year, right?
Right.
right.
So, like, and is Anthony Davis still out now because Kyrie got hurt? Would he have already been back?
No, not.
I don't know,
But I think
he
there would have been a
come
plan. There would have been something.
No, exactly. But that's
and
what
now
I'm
he's
saying.
not.
This
I
season,
don't-
sure.
yeah, I don't think
but
there's a-
injuries could derail any team for any reason at any point in time. Look at the Pelicans, dog. Like,
The Pelicans haven't been.
However,
they were the most injured team in the league this
I
season,
agree.
and now they're down there in the middle of nowhere,
I
and they
agree
were
with you.
going to be really good.
I agree with
How
you.
do we know that we're
But
gonna be
let's-
really good?
Let's take the Lakers, for example.
Yeah.
Flip the Lakers and the Mavericks position. Obviously, an ACL tear is a different injury. But let's say that Gafford
Yeah.
is LeBron here in this example and is like on the horizon of coming back, and the Mavericks are the 2 seed. He's in no hurry right now. But if the Mavericks are the 2 seed and he can come back and help them solidify that 2, you know what I mean? Whereas he's not going to come back probably at all now, because why? Other than they have 7 dudes on their roster that can play. kid himself said, I've never been in a position where I can't pull someone to rest them because I don't have anyone to put in.
But because people got hurt.
I know, and that's not anything to say about the deal. I'm just saying this is an insane situation.
Yeah.
From where they started
That's
to
what
where
I'm
they
saying.
fell. That's bad. You feel cursed. I don't feel like there's something that you're looking forward to, or that you're being positive, or that you should be positive.
The whole point of the question was kind of a silly thing. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I think it's like a you don't fuck with fate kind of thing. You don't take a guy that you don't get and then say we're good. I keep thinking about the thing that Nick Wright said. If you were right, if Nico Harrison was gonna be right, that Luka was gonna be overweight, unmotivated, drinking all the time, smoking hookah, all that shit, you are now wrong because of the deal. Because now he's gonna be motivated and in LA and mentored by his favorite player ever, and in a sunshine like, come on. And I keep thinking about that it's like,
I just find that I can't get over this. Like, if I had a significant other who was horrible and awful and crappy and never wanted to do anything with me, and so I leave them and they go on to be amazing with somebody else, I didn't make the wrong choice in leaving them because they were treating me poorly.
Okay, but in that case, you're making it seem like Luka is the one treating them poorly. He just took you to the finals last year.
He didn't.
He did.
He was no. Oh, this revisionist history.
What do you mean revisionist history? Why would they have been there last year? Who took them there last year?
So without Kyrie, they make it
responsibility?
there. Without Kyrie, they make it there.
Yes.
No.
Without Kyrie, do they make it there? No. Without Luka, do they make it there?
Also, no.
Kyrie is more important to that run?
Again, no. I'm saying.
So
that,
what do you mean then?
So
if he's not more important to the run, then there's a leader.
So without PJ Washington, do they make it there?
maybe.
There we go.
Without Daniel Gafford, do they make it there?
No, I don't think it. Without Gafford,
Without Lively?
without Gafford and Lively,
we can name any player on the roster.
No,
we're talking about the most important player who hit game winner, 30-point triple-double.
So
You're talking
again,
about stat sheet stuffing with Nikola Jokic.
Yep.
He took him to the finals and is the only reason that they were even competitive in the conference finals, let alone the finals.
What I'm saying is, Luka didn't backpack them there. That's not what happened. The same way when they made it to the
fell apart in the conference finals.
They had to get there. What are you talking about? He had great games leading up until that point in time. This is the same thing that happened with James Harden when he won them multiple games, but then he's James Harden, so that's why the Sixers lost in the playoffs to the Celtics? No, he won them multiple games a couple of years ago, and then once they lost, it was like, not same old James Harden. This is the same situation like a couple years ago when the Mavericks made the conference finals, and everybody still goes, he dragged them to the conference finals, and he dragged them to the finals. Like, we're all forgetting that the reason they were in the conference finals was a really big portion of that was to do with Jalen Brunson, and that's the reason he got what everybody said was overpaid in New York.
So,
all I'm saying is he didn't carry them. He wasn't out there dropping everything for that entire team.
I don't think we're saying
when they were the best defense in the playoffs last season.
I don't think we're saying that he carried them. Just like your James Harden example. In any example you want to use with James Harden, whether he was on the whatever team, when they made a run, he was the engine. He got that team there. And then when he didn't perform, ultimately at the end, he didn't perform ultimately at the end. We're not going to go back and say that he wasn't the one that got them there. He wasn't the main reason that the team was performing the way they were. He still was. He still got them there. And then he still fell apart at the end. Both things can be true.
You know, all I'm saying is
so I don't think there's no. I'm talking about James Harden in their sense, but whatever you feel about Luka towards the end or at the end or any other player on the team being an important piece to get them there, like he's the leading factor. He's the reason that the team is playing. That is the starting reason.
You're right. We're not saying that this is 2018 LeBron, 2007 LeBron situation, but he was the most important and best player by a mile, by the way.
He didn't perform that way the majority of the playoffs.
That's going too far.
Stop it. By a mile?
In the last two rounds of the playoffs, how many games by what metric do you want to go with? Without him, they wouldn't have won, or he was the best player by? Because we've shifted it
No,
to
he is
two
the
times.
best player. I'm just saying he didn't. When you said he carried them,
I never said that. I never once uttered the phrase carried them. You've said it several times. I never said the word carried them once.
You didn't say drug them to the finals.
I never said that either.
Okay. Chat,
He
rewind
took
it.
them to the finals.
He didn't. He was on the team, and he is the most important person on the team. Of
course.
I'm not even going to give him more than 50% of the credit because their defense was so great.
Yeah, okay, I hear you. Yes, of course. And yes, it takes a team. I absolutely agree with you. Yes. But without Luka, I don't think they beat the Thunder last year.
Sure.
And also let's also just say without Luka being as good as he was last year, even with Luka on the team, playing at the level he was. And let's not even forget that was with Dort beating his ass on a daily basis.
No, I don't disagree.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Other things also happened, though. Anthony Edwards fell apart in the conference finals.
yeah.
So, like,
So did Luka's sidekick and his
Sure.
and the player that you just said that they wouldn't have got there without him.
I don't think they would have gotten there without him. But again,
I agree.
Other things happened. So, like, it's not just Luka carried him up there. It's not just
And the defensive
he's
player of the year was a 0 in the conference finals as well.
Yeah.
So
That's what I'm.
I mean, other things happened. You're right.
Yes.
Right. And what happened ultimately was the best player in the series and the best player in the Western Conference playoffs as a whole. Who was the best player in the Western Conference playoffs?
Jokic still. It's not even a competition. Like, it's not even a conversation.
It's not a conversation. One of them played through all of the Western Conference playoffs,
Okay.
and the other one choked a 20-point lead in Game 7 at home.
Yeah.
So I don't think you can say he's the best player in the conference playoffs if he didn't make it to the even conference finals. That doesn't even make any sense.
That's okay. Okay. That's crazy to me.
What do you mean? He didn't even play to the third round.
So?
How can
doesn't mean he's your team loses doesn't mean another player is better than you.
Hold on. One of them made it to the next round, and he played more games and played better in the following games and was playing at the same level in the first 2 rounds that Jokic was playing.
He's never played at Jokic's level in his career. So.
Oh, that's just silly to me. Okay, let's move on. Number 2. During the end of quarter 3 during the end of the third quarter, I didn't know how to word it when I wrote it.
Between quarters 3 and 4?
Yeah,
There you go.
between quarters 3 and 4 of the Lakers-Knicks matchup on Thursday, LeBron James confronted ESPN's $100 million man, Stephen A. Smith, had some choice words for him, and then walked down Smith's favorite team by securing the overtime win, 113-109. After internet sleuths and lip readers got their hands on it, it was determined that LeBron said, quote, I'm going to tell you one time, bro. Leave my son out of this shit, bro. Before walking away. Smith went on to address this matter on both First Take and his own podcast, saying, that wasn't a basketball player coming at me. That was a father. And I can't say I wouldn't do the same. John, thoughts on all this?
My thoughts are all major media outlets have been like far too harsh on Bronny. Like, there's never been this level of evaluation on any 55th, 56th, 50-plus player in the league unless they came out and had some sort of a breakout moment. They don't even become a story, and for some reason he's leading segments on major media outlets. Like, it makes absolutely no sense. Like, for Stephen A. Smith to spend as much time as he had talking about Bronny and only talking about negative points that he can with Bronny, like, someone should say something to him. Someone should say something to most ESPN executives, in my opinion, but that's just me. I might be alone. Like, a lot of people feel like Stephen A is just doing his job. I think he is going too far. I think he's engagement farming off of LeBron's son because he doesn't personally like LeBron, and LeBron went up and talked to him and told him.
So let's go counterclockwise. I would like to shift the entire thought process of this because I think that the concept of what this confrontation was about has been misunderstood.
Okay.
I think that what Trey and I's conversation in the group chat the other day was misunderstood. I think that the general narrative has been misunderstood, especially, and I think this was solidified after the Richard Jefferson and LeBron exchange on Saturday before the Celtics game.
Sure.
LeBron didn't go at Stephen A. Smith saying, stop talking about Bronny.
He did not know.
He didn't say, stop criticizing Bronny. He was more so saying, if you want to talk shit on me, cool, whatever. But don't come at me, talk about me being a bad father. Don't talk about don't talk about my son in this shit. I think that's what it was about. Because it goes back to the game against the Sixers in January, where Bronny played 15 minutes in garbage time, played poorly. Who gives a shit? And it was the fucking B block on First Take, which is ESPN's most watched program. And it led the B block by saying, oh, is Bronny cut out for this? Oh, blah, blah. And Stephen A. Smith opened by saying, I'm pleading with LeBron James as a father. Stop this.
Yes.
And that, I think, is what LeBron really was pissed about. Was, because let's do some background here. LeBron was raised without a father.
Yep.
LeBron is known to be a family man. He has, he's at his kids' games.
Yeah.
Kids are always in the stands if they can be. He's always charities, the schools, everything. He's huge into being there for his kids, other kids, all that shit.
Yeah.
So he's because he's never gone at Skip. Are you fucking kidding me? He's never gone at Stephen A. Anybody that we've known of, at least, especially this.
Sure.
And he's a smart fucking guy. He knows this is going to be seen.
Yeah.
And let's not pretend he did this wasn't fucking calculated. You know.
Yeah.
He knew it was going to be seen.
Yeah.
So this was obviously not about just, oh, you're talking shit on my son's performance. I don't think that's what it was at all. I think it was, if you want to talk shit on me, cool. You want to say I'm not the greatest player ever, cool. I don't give a shit about any of that because I know you're wrong. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you.
Yeah,
fuck off. I don't listen to
whatever,
any of your dumbass shit anyways. But don't you ever insinuate or bring up Bronny in any of this conversation. I think that's what he was so upset about. And I think that is why he went at him. Here's the Stephen A. aspect of it. Before the confrontation comes down, Stephen A. goes on First Take weeks after the Sixers thing, right? And he goes, oh, and he tries clowning the clutch guys, right? And he goes, oh, because I heard from LeBron, or I heard from LeBron's team, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm supposed to stop, blah blah blah. However, when was it? A year ago or a couple seasons ago, when he looked, give me the solo, and he pulls out and he's like, oh, Kevin Durant, come at me. I'm not someone you want to talk with like that. You know, all that shit, right? Yeah. Oh, meanwhile, the whole time for how many years does he say, come see me, I'm at games. If you got an issue, I'm at the games. Come talk to me. If you got an issue with something that I say, come talk to me. Here's another thing. Oh, let's handle this man to man. We can talk about it privately. Give me my call. You got my number. Oh, your team has my number, blah, blah, blah. We can talk about it privately, personally. Give me a call, blah, blah, blah. Also, he's on Sirius XM 5-6 years ago with whoever talking about Kobe Bryant giving him a call. Wake up, motherfucker. Oh, all that bullshit you said. Oh, you didn't talk. Deifying Kobe about something that he said on a phone call. So he's glorifying Kobe, but because of LeBron, it's LeBron. All this shit. Great, cool. Now, if Trey were here, he would say, oh, it's because LeBron can't do any wrong. No, it's because Stephen A. Smith is going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth about what's right and what's wrong and what do you want out of this, brother man? Stephen A. Smith is mad about this being public. He said himself on his Twitter account, I wouldn't have addressed this at all if it hadn't gone viral. And then he even said, I wouldn't have gone viral if my ESPN bosses hadn't called me the day after my $100 million contract news hadn't broken. And they said, yeah, you're addressing it. It's the biggest name in all of sports pulling up on you in a game.
Yeah, obviously you're going to address it.
You're addressing it, motherfucker. Duh. And then he talks about it for 30 minutes on his own podcast. Of course you are. I watched the thing, and I've never seen a single episode of his podcast before. Of course, you know how much money he's making on that? Of course you're talking about it. Oh, boo-hoo, as he's rolling in extra money after he signs a $100 million deal. Of course he is. It's more so the hypocrisy on the Stephen A. Smith side. Now, I like Stephen A. Smith. Generally, I'm cool with it. I like what he does.
Wildly entertaining.
He's entertainment. Do I think he's the best analyst? No. He's entertaining. Does he have the best takes? No. He's entertaining. That's what he is. That is what ESPN has decided to steer into. They fired guys like I'm blanking on names now, of course.
Jalen Rose,
all the fucking
Jacoby.
great, all the great NBA analysts, and they steer into guys like him and Kendrick Perkins. I mean, who former players, sure, but $100 million to Stephen A. Smith. What the fuck are we talking about? And so it's gotten out of it's not about Bronny. It's not about we can't talk about Bronny. Here's the other thing. You can talk about Bronny. He can say whatever he wants on a public platform that's out to millions and millions of people. But then we're supposed to address it privately? It doesn't pick your poison here. Choose it. Like the Stephen A. Smith hypocrisy of it, and then the way he went about it on First Take, and the way he went about it on his podcast, and where he's just like, so I wouldn't have done any of this if it wasn't for it going viral. And to be clear, I woke up this morning, and it's just like, dude, like you can't have it both ways, You can't scream and yell and be the biggest voice in the room at all fucking times, and then something actually fucking happens that involves you for the first time ever, instead of you talking about every other motherfucker in the room that you're not in, and you don't want to talk about it. It's just I didn't like the way that he handled it because of the way he goes about it from the front end. He's like, I'm at the games, talk to me, call me, this, that, whatever, and then it happens. And he's like, nah. Well,
I mean, he didn't like being little broed by LeBron, someone who he's watched and covered for his entire career. And we all saw the clip. Like, he is standing over him. He is being he's like, hey.
He's aggressive with it.
I'm not. But.
And the thing that he said, which I'll give Stephen A. credit for, is that he said, like I said, that wasn't a basketball player coming at me. That was a father. And I can't say I wouldn't do the same because he said in his podcast, I'm a father of 2 girls. I can't say I wouldn't do the same if that wasn't a similar situation. And then later on, he goes to say, we haven't talked much in the last 10 years because, quite frankly, we don't fuck with each other. And then he starts talking about how other NBA players haven't really been talking to him recently because of this Bronny thing. And I'm like, well, gee, fucking wonder why. It's because you calling out LeBron for this shit when it's not about LeBron in the first place.
I would say I think it's because Stephen A. Smith still acts like he's a journalist. He still walks around and acts like I am covering sports. I am a news person. And when like ESPN is entertainment, sports programming. Like it's not news. Like we all think it's news, but like, and it's framed that way. But
what?
Sorry, just that Luka Doncic. Luka has 10 points through with 3 minutes left in the third quarter.
Oh,
he has a triple double, but it's 10, 10, and 10.
Yeah,
and they're down by 1 to the Nets. Sorry, Justin, go ahead.
Just real quick.
I went off for a while.
You're fine. I just kind of see these all things differently. I think taking the tactic of like no one's talked about any other 55th overall pick this way, I think is very disingenuous given legitimately who the child is and who the parent is.
And that matters, and I agree.
And so I just think, of course, he's going to get talked about more. That's life in that regard. I don't see it the same way from the like he questioned him as a father, meaning I didn't look at the statement being like you're a shitty dad. How fucking dare you? When he multiple times. Probably hundreds of times in his little soliloquy that he gives when he's like, we got to talk about LeBron James. We got to mention he's a good father. He's good at this. And he runs down the whole list. And in that list, every single time he calls him a great father. So I go, okay. And then goes on to call him the second greatest basketball player of all time. Like, he goes down that list. He goes,
But that's being facetious. Like, he's calling him the second best. He's not saying that to be polite. Like, it's not to be a like. I have to put respect
But I guess
on his name.
my point is, he's never called him a bad father. He is saying you are the father, and the general consensus is you pushed for your son to be in this position, not in the league, but in this position on this team, which is going to be the most public team in the sport, bar none, period. So all of those things combined, him saying that can be quote unquote over the line. I guess I don't see it that way. I don't have a problem with Stephen A. Smith saying things. I also don't have necessarily an issue with LeBron James talking to him. I feel like LeBron James wanted to do that in between the third and fourth quarters because he knows you can't get any pushback because I have to go back to the huddle and go back in the game because if Stephen A. Smith starts walking down the sideline at him, he's not going to make it anywhere. Like, so you did it from a point of privilege in that situation. No one obviously...
He wouldn't do that in the first place.
But even if he wanted to go back and forth, he can't sit there and go back and forth with LeBron James on the sideline of a game LeBron James is about to go back into. The only other thing I will say, I feel like is a little bit of a misnomer, is I believe that was the game that Jalen Brunson got hurt in, and so that might have more to do with the reason that the Knicks lost that game than LeBron James walking them down. But
yeah, I know.
Other than that, I really do feel like it is such reality TV drama that I just don't care about anymore.
It is, but that is half of what the fucking NBA has to be these days because of what we compete with. The NFL isn't this. Isn't this.
But I don't think that's fair because I think it's all coverage. It's all coverage. And like the thing that carries the NFL is that like every single game matters. If someone's available, they're going to have to play. Every player, every coach, everyone in the league treats it that way. Treats it as if like this is all.
I've said this for years. It's the Jalen Rose quote. The NFL is a movie series. It's not a movie series. It's movies. Mm-hmm. You get together with the family. Where are we watching the movie? Where are we watching the game? Who's bringing the snacks? You bringing the popcorn? Cool. I've got the soda. Great. Oh, we'll go to Justin's place. All right, we're watching the game. Cool. And the NBA is TV.
Television, yeah.
Every single night there's something on that you can watch. You turn on the game, you turn on the TV, there's a great game. There are storylines at play every single night.
Absolutely.
And it just depends on how plugged in you are and what the bigger storylines are. It just so happens to be the biggest name player and the biggest name analyst. Obviously, they weren't going to fucking fist fight or anything.
Sure.
But we're at a face-to-face in a yelling match of some sort. That's a fucking story we got to talk about.
Well, it's not a yelling match. Only one person is going over there and going, ah!
You know what I mean?
Walking away.
You know what I mean?
But that's the whole point, and that's probably what
person.
Stephen A. Smith didn't like about it. Like, even if he felt like he wanted to respond in the moment, he kind of can't. Especially if he wants to stay in his spot as a respected media figure, he couldn't make it a bigger moment than it was.
Yeah.
But like, I still, in quick response to what you said, we haven't talked about a pick like this. And yes, his name is a part of that reasoning for the coverage, but that's what people don't like. Like, as someone who doesn't like the soap opera or the drama aspect of this, like, why don't we keep it basketball? Why isn't Stephen A. supposed to be held to talking about Bronny and his skill level and where he's at? Why is he ever coming on TV talking to LeBron saying, as a father, stop this? Like, first off, he's not the coach. He's not running the organization. And I don't think we talk enough about like whether Bronny wanted to get himself in this situation and he used his father as a resource. You're saying that LeBron put his son here. Like, maybe this is the best situation of the options that they had. Maybe this is what he was like, no, I think I can work my way through that. I think I see a path and I think there's something that I can do to grow in that situation. It's an option. It's what he had available to him. But to say that LeBron James put his son here, every time I hear it, it's just like I don't feel like that's fair to say, and you're only saying that because he's a face and a figure.
Not the only reason I'm saying that. Just last year, I'm sure you remember the tweet. I'm sure you might remember the tweet. I know I do. When he was like, "Man, these people playing out here, Bronny can play better than these players. He can come to the Lakers right now, and he's better than these guys."
That's putting him in that position?
Yes. That is him 1-to-1 comparing him, saying he's better.
Comparison is not putting him in that position.
Yes, it is. It's saying he's better than these guys on the Lakers right now, and he should be here right now. He could be here right now doing this. That is him putting Bronny into a spotlight. Because if he doesn't send that tweet, did anybody talk about Bronny that week? Like, that is him ushering him into a conversation. Is it not?
Sure.
So then the other things then lead to that. All I'm saying is, for me, we talked about this last week. I think Bronny's going to have a perfectly fine NBA career. I think he would have been a way higher pick. I think he would have been a first-round pick, potentially even a lottery pick, had he played at college and didn't have the situation with his heart, right? Like, I think all of those things would have led to him being a very, very good basketball player, which can now maybe be diminished because that's just kind of how the roll of the dice kind of goes. But I think he'll still be a really good at the situations. I just also think all the other things can also kind of be true and look kind of fucky. That's all.
I hear you.
I also think the LeBron talking to Stephen A, it might not look this way on our, like, we don't view it this way, but if I was Bronny and my dad wouldn't go talk to a reporter who talked bad about me, I do feel a little bit of that, you know what I mean? Like, just that parental embarrassment. Like, if your mom walked in and started yelling at your tape, like, you know what I mean?
I hear you, but I also just feel...
I think that's what LeBron is saying.
But it is also
He's
different
just like, hey,
situation.
if we have a thing, if we don't like each other, if we don't get along, when you want to address me or when you want to criticize me or be critical of my career, don't bring my son up. Or
I think
definitely don't bring up any
that's my
point of
point.
like
No,
me
I
not
understand
being a
that.
father
I
or
don't
me as
disagree
a
with
father
him.
needing to change something in his career. Just shut up.
And
Find a new storyline.
Yeah, and
you're
Stephen
supposed
A-
to be leading a network. You're the leading basketball analyst on this network. Find something else to talk about. Do better. You should be more skilled than this.
He also draws the most ratings. So, like, you go, well, he's kind of doing the job.
So
Yeah, of course.
don't hold up. Don't take the low hanging fruit. Then do your job better. Give us another storyline.
And-
Let us focus on someone who's doing well in the sport. Then draw
just
our eyes
quickly-
somewhere else.
yeah, and
Big
just-
media members go online and they say, you know what? We don't talk about Nikola Jokic because you guys don't want to watch. And so,
Exactly.
you know what?
And I was just gonna
I
say
put the
that.
same pin on all of them, too, for not talking about actual basketball.
Exactly. I was just gonna say that Stephen A. Smith criticized Barkley because Charles Barkley was like, you guys, the ESPN. He didn't say ESPN.
Didn't
but
him and Perkins get into it?
He took a shit on Perkins, and I mean, Perkins,
He's great.
He's fine, but I mean, he really took a shit on Perkins. Like, woof. I don't know that he deserved all that, but he took a shit on Perkins, and then the defense though from Stephen A. Smith was, Barkley does TV. He doesn't know TV, which is kind of a bar, but
I mean,
it's also
proving
probably
a
true.
point,
I mean,
maybe?
he does what 7 hours of TV a week, and I mean, granted, he's been doing it for 30 years, but still,
Sure.
But he backed up that point by saying, "Go ahead and talk about the Cavaliers for 15 minutes and watch your ratings." And then I was like, "Yeah, but if you talk about them enough."
Yeah.
That's
How
what
do you
I've
get
always
it?
said.
How are you supposed to get anyone interested in it if
Exactly.
you never bring it up?
We had this conversation, I think, a couple months ago, where I was like, yes, of course we always talk about LeBron because they've always talked
We've only
about
ever
LeBron.
talked- yeah.
If you would talk about other players, we'd have other options for other players to talk about, but you didn't do that. So
Yeah.
the media members who are like, well, I go, you're the reason that the ratings don't do this because you won't take the minuscule hit right now to do the bigger thing later. That's just what
exactly
it is.
what I'm saying. Like, you can make story. You can present us with the storylines that are exciting, that are actively going on. But instead, it seems like they grab the low hanging fruit, give us the social media topics, and they're looking for clickbait on television. Like, they could give us something better. Is all I feel.
Yeah.
And Stephen A. being a leader.
What the hell is that? It's the random question of the day.
Don't you fucking dare get this one
If you
right.
get this one right, it's possible.
I'm chopping off Michael's nose.
Anton Jameson.
Antoine.
No, sir. Anton Jameson is a retired two-time NBA All-Star forward who played for 6 teams in his 16-year career. He was drafted 4th overall in the 1998 NBA draft and won 6th Man of the Year one time. Your question today is, what year? And just, John, we go by the calendar year, so awards, season awards are, like when MVPs
Gotcha.
are won. So what year did Anton Jameson win Sixth Man of the Year? Oh. Gave you an extra few seconds there. So
He won it in 2008.
I am going to say 2006.
That was one of my guesses too. Think we'll split the difference?
What was that?
Think we'll split the difference and it'll really be
It's
2007?
very possible.
Yeah.
I honestly, it could be.
I wouldn't hate us for it.
Yeah.
in
Maybe
his
later.
one season with the Dallas Mavericks, Anton Jameson averaged 15 points per game, 6.3 rebounds per game. That season, that year was 2004.
Nope. 468. Look at us.
Look at
Look at us.
Boy. It's not the numbers, but it's close enough.
Okay.
All right, we are doing free
Remy
agent
boy.
frenzy to close out the game or the show. You know what I mean? Free agent frenzy. What you know about it? Okay, in this game, you will operate as GMs of your very own NBA franchise. Every player in NBA history is a free agent. Each round, there is a rule about the players that you may or may not sign. I will start by signing a player that fits the rule for the round. You will then attempt to sign one NBA player that fits the rule of the round. If the player that you choose fits the criteria for the round, I will tell you that you may sign that player, giving you information on the rule of the round. You may only guess during your turn, and the first person to correctly guess the rule of the round gets 100 points. If neither of you can guess the rule of the round, I receive the points. And we've tweaked this recently, so you only get 10 maximum guesses. 15. Is the thing. Let's just do 10 today.
10 players?
10 players.
Okay. Yeah.
We're running ultra long, so let's go 10 players.
I keep looking at that, and it's an hour wrong.
It's an hour long.
Yeah.
It's an hour off.
Yep.
So let's go, if somebody's going to keep a tally over there or something, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. First one, I'm going to start with Anthony Davis. Oh, sorry. After that, but before that, I think we number between 1 and 90.
Oh, I'm going to go with 64.
81.
It was 41. Justin, you want to go first or second?
I'm going to go second.
Justin is going to go second. So, John, I'm going to start, but then you're going to choose a player. I'm going to go with Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis. Zion Williamson.
You may not sign Zion Williamson.
Okay, Michael. Anthony Davis, yes. Zion, no. But may I sign Carlos Boozer?
Let's check on booze. Check on the booze history, yeah? Check on the boozy.
Do you think he was
You
on
did
cruises?
say all history, all time.
Everybody ever.
You're going to be my next pick.
Nope.
No.
No booze cruise.
No booze cruise.
Okay.
That's one of his basketball reference nicknames.
Of course it is.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
Giannis.
No Giannis.
Okay.
Oh. Woohoo! May I sign Steve Nash?
No Nash.
No Nash.
Karl Anthony Towns.
I hate that it's Carl Dash Anthony. I always think it's Carl Anthony Dash Towns. No Carl Anthony Towns.
No cat. Let's try. We're not signing anybody. May I sign?
Wow. Real quick about Carl Anthony Towns.
Yeah, what about
On
him?
his basketball reference page, there's a third jersey listed for the one day that he wore number 24 for Kobe.
Huh.
January 27th, 2020.
What a detail. What a website.
It is an incredible website. Thank
Champions.
God for Basketball Reference.
Okay, may I sign?
We've done a lot of bad things as humans.
Not this.
Basketball Reference, one of the good ones.
Yeah. What about the bad ones? What are the bad ones? Michael, do you want to
Top 5 worst things ever?
Oh, if only Trey was here to run them down. You know what? May I sign? This sounds like a fair thing. May I sign Kentavious Caldwell Pope?
Let's check on KCP. Now, Kentavious is Kentavious Caldwell Pope.
Yeah.
Not Kentavious Caldwell
No.
Pope.
Yeah.
Because then he'd be the Pope. You may not sign KCP.
Man.
John, you're up, bud.
Okay.
Another abbreviated name. Give me another one.
God, man, what the hell are we thinking?
It's rough out here. This one's a
Yeah,
hard one.
I don't have anything.
I also always love the phonetic spelling of the names on Basketball Reference. It's really good.
Oh, how to say them?
Yeah, the pronunciation.
Nikola Jokic.
Let me check on the honey bear. Sorry, Big Honey. You
Yeah.
can't sign. You can't sign Big Honey.
Can't sign Big Honey.
Cookie Monster. Big Tipper. Yoke.
Okay. Oh.
It's magic.
O'Reilly's. Orlando Magic. May I sign? May I sign John Wall?
Oh, now we might be onto something. No.
Dude.
I have no idea.
I think that's 6
Yeah.
per.
That's 5.
5. I was close.
You were?
It was a guess.
You're closer than we were
But
on that
before you
year.
go, John, I'd like to tell you that I'm going to sign, because I am me, I'm going to sign Rajon Rondo. And then you can go.
So you have Rondo and AD? Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Because they both apply to the rule.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Devin Booker.
You may not sign Devin Booker.
May I sign?
Yeah.
May I sign Rick Fox?
Oh, Richard.
No, Rick Fox.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said Richard Fox.
Definitely not.
Rick.
Dick Fox?
Fox.
Not me.
Richard Fox. Wait a second. Oh, it is this. Why is there not a picture of Rick Fox?
That's a weird thing that there's not a picture of him, but
Also, Rick Fox's real name is Ulrich Alexander. And no, you can't sign him.
really,
Yeah.
you think you know a guy?
And then his name's Ulrich. Surprise! Surprise, motherfucker.
If your name was Ulrich, would you go by Rick or would you go by Ol?
I wouldn't go by Ol. That's for sure.
Oli?
I'd probably go by Ulrich before I'd go by Ol.
What Oli?
Anything
Hey,
but
Oli!
Ol. Would you ever introduce yourself by Ol?
No,
Hey, my name's
Oli.
Ol.
Yeah, Ol.
Oh, nice to meet you. My name's Ol.
Ulrich. Ulrich. That's crazy.
Hey.
About Julius Randle.
Oh, now we're on to something. Randle. You may sign Julius Randle.
He may?
He may.
He may?
Not Ime.
Is
Was that your guess?
Definitely not.
Ime Udoka is Justin's guess. Let's see.
May I sign Julius Randle?
Ime Udoka. You may not sign Ime Udoka. John, you're up. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
May I sign LeBron James?
You may not sign LeBron James.
Okay.
John, you're up.
Dude.
That was 7?
7.
That was 7. I'm going to take
7.
one more. And I'm going to take Brandon Ingram.
What?
I've signed Brandon Ingram.
Now I know.
Jeez. I don't even remember who I've guessed so far now. That just.
The password is.
Oh.
How does that make you
Dude.
feel? That's a lot louder without the phone.
Makes me feel like
Oh, Mark thinks he's got it.
I think I'm here.
Uh-oh.
I think I'm
He
here.
thinks he's got it. You better get something locked in, John.
Think I'm
This
here.
is a really long round 1.
We're trying. It was
Dude,
hard.
Yeah, I don't know.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Hey.
Uh-oh. Ooh.
Time for me to
I feel
get.
like you're gonna like waste.
Time for me to get. Poked.
Bob.
More than. MVP. Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Damn, what's up?
Whoa.
Whoa.
What about Lonzo?
Lonzo? You may sign Lonzo.
Me?
Justin.
May I sign Boogie Cousins?
You may sign Boogie.
Are these players that have played for the Lakers and the Pelicans?
Nope.
They all are.
It is not players that have played for the Lakers and the Pelicans. He big-brained himself, dog.
You said.
You may sign Boogie,
I know.
but it is not. The rule is not players that have signed for the Lakers and the Pelicans.
But it's not like.
It is not that.
Sometimes you write these, I think you think they're really easy, and they're not.
I think that you always think they're way harder than they are.
No.
Every time we play this.
Do you want? I'll run you down what my guesses have been.
Hey,
Per guess.
Hey,
If you want.
Hey. Every time we play this.
Yeah. It's like, this guy's got a mohawk.
No. Every single time we do this.
Ever.
Somewhere along the line, somebody's like, well, it's got to be some sort of like, it's never ever this like.
What about Magic?
What? Magic Johnson?
Yeah, Magic
No. You've got one more player you can sign, and then you got to guess.
Oh, he's done.
I'm
He's
done.
out.
Guess.
He's guessed he's done. So you get to use up your last guess, and you gotta, one player, one guess. Be sure to use that mic there, brother.
Dude, I don't know. I have no idea who to guess.
That's what I'm saying.
So let's go over the players that have been.
Whoa. You never
Signed.
give me this kind of help.
You're right.
AD, Rondo, Lonzo, Julius
You
Randle.
didn't need it.
I'm okay with it.
This is-
Oh, well.
Feeling hot.
Anyway.
Paul Pierce.
No to Paul Pierce, and now I gotta give you
Dude,
30
okay.
seconds on your guess. Final guess. Last guess. I think we're only doing 3 of these.
Dude, I was.
We can knock it down to 5 each instead of 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine too.
Players who've played for. Man, but that doesn't. Yeah, fuck, dude. McDonald's All-Americans that played for
Guys.
Dude, yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, guys, it's just former Pelicans.
Just former Pelicans? Damn.
It's literally all
Oh,
it is.
former Pelicans, because Zion
Yeah.
currently plays.
Yeah.
Yep. It's whatever.
I'm sorry.
I'm not
Dude.
mad. It
Why are
is
you-
just.
It can't be Pelicans players who have played for the Pelicans? Because that totally threw me. That like.
Yeah.
You didn't guess that though.
Because you said no.
To Zion.
What to Zion?
Because Zion
Like,
still plays there.
Yeah, I know.
plays there.
So
Yeah,
people
yeah,
who
yeah.
have like previous
It's
dude,
former Pelicans.
that I would have.
If I would have
stumped me with that.
if I would have said Chris Paul, would he have been a no? He never played for the Pelicans.
He did play for the Pelicans.
Played for the Hornets.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. Not like a gotcha question, just a thought exercise.
Well, let's see what Basketball Reference says.
Yeah. They might say.
I mean, it's a different franchise.
Is it same franchise, different name?
It's a slash.
No,
I would've-
Charlotte is
Oklahoma City
Charlotte
Hornets.
is the Hornets.
Oklahoma City Hornets. And New Orleans Hornets.
Is that not tech? Yeah.
Oh, New Orleans
because the
Hornets, Hornets,
New Orleans
Hornets.
Hornets moved to
Oh,
Charlotte
yeah.
though.
Never,
so
never,
that's
the,
a
never the
different-
Pelicans. So yeah, I
The
guess.
Hornets left Charlotte to go to New Orleans. They then changed the name to the Pelicans so the Bobcats could become the Hornets again.
Wow.
Oh, you're right.
You're right.
You're right. I had it back.
But the Hornets franchise goes through there.
You're right.
You know what?
And then
Thank
You're
God
absolutely
nobody
right.
said the Chris Paul.
I know, it was just a thought exercise. It wasn't a gotcha. It was just a thought.
Okay, round two.
Dude,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
Curious
You
guy.
stumped the shit
Put me
out
in
of
a corner.
Just 5 guesses this time.
Okay.
My God.
Let's run it.
I'm starting with Brandon Ingram.
Oh. I'm starting with Rick Fox.
You're not.
Jason Tatum.
No.
So that was actually a no to Rick Fox?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to take RJ Barrett.
You're going to take RJ Barrett?
Yeah.
May I sign Darko Milicic?
There's a lot of symbols in his name. You can't do that.
That's all I had. Only thought. I don't know.
Okay, Chanel. That's all I have. You get the reference. Yeah, you do.
Who is that?
We'll talk about it later.
Ingram, Barrett. Dude. Ah. Some Jimmy Butler.
Oh, you want some Jimmy? Nope.
May I sign Michael Jordan?
No.
Nope.
So it's really not what I think it is.
3,
2,
2.
1.
No, that's
Oh.
not.
I was like, I can do numbers.
Dame Lillard.
No.
Nope.
May I sign D'Angelo Russell?
Nope.
No, dude.
4.
Yeah. I can't do numbers.
You can't do numbers. Turns out, can't.
Lie.
Also proved that last week. Second.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Nope.
Last one, Justin.
Scoot Anderson.
Nope.
Guess.
These draft picks.
Nope.
I mean, yes, but that's not what we were looking for.
Yeah. Drew Holiday.
Nope.
I'm surprised by this one. I gave you 2 players after your first guess. Wow.
Dude, yeah, players. Oh, man, no, that doesn't.
Don't big brain it. Simplify. Whatever you're thinking, just go way smaller. It is way smaller than you think. I am,
Players born in state hospitals in 1937.
Exactly. When we first started doing this game, Bob and Trey, for whatever reason, always thought it was like players in the 1999 Cavaliers. And I was like, no, dude, it's never that. I'm never out to get you with this game. This is one of those games that's just so fun. It's just fun. Like, I'm never out to get you with this game. Just whatever you're thinking, it's not players that have played for Lakers, Pelicans, something like that. It's just shrink it.
It's true. Now I know what it is.
Exactly. Oh man.
Makes more sense.
Remember what year they were drafted?
Again,
I can tell you no.
just go way
Yeah.
smaller.
I was locked in
At this point, I want you to get the points.
on second round draft. On second overall pick. I was locked in on that.
Same. And then I was like top 5 or top But,
Holy shit.
What?
No, I was thinking at this point. Oh, because I won 100 points today, right?
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking, wait a second. Has anyone won points today?
The players born.
Leave it at that.
Just finish the sentence.
Players born.
Players born.
It is not players
Dang
born.
it,
We were
man. One of
simply
these
looking
days.
for
Raptors players.
current Raptors players. Yeah, that's all it was.
Shit.
All right, next round. I'm going to start with John starting, but I'm going to start with Wilt Chamberlain.
My goodness. Fictional players?
Steph Curry.
No.
I mean, since you signed. Almost,
You
really.
leave. You leave.
May I sign Magic Johnson?
You may.
Wait, hold up. Who was the first?
Wilt.
Michael Jordan.
You may.
Huh.
Could you believe it?
May I sign Rick Fox?
Do you mean what? I'm gonna search for him by
Ulrich?
going Ulrich Fox.
Doesn't even pull him up.
It does pull
It
him up.
does! Man, greatest website of all time.
No.
No, I didn't think so. That was just for you at home.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah.
Ooh!
Yeah.
Ooh!
Yeah.
May I sign?
Yeah.
May I sign Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Or do we have? Can we guess whenever, or do we have to finish?
It's in your turn.
You guess during your turn, but you have to choose a player first.
Oh, okay.
Because if you are wrong, you have to take the chance of giving the opponent some information.
You gotcha.
That is the risk you take.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Yes, you may choose. You may sign Shaquille.
He's Hall of Fame basketball player.
Yes!
There we go. Finally, one of
Points. Look at that.
You're still
Not
not
10 of them.
positive, but that is less
A little
negative
less
for you. All right.
I wasn't there. I was at multi-time champions.
Oh, really? Next one. Nikola Jokic. Talked about him a lot. That's who I'm taking.
Oh, well, May I sign? Moses Malone.
No.
I really like it when I take a player and he has to do that face. That just like
No.
it face.
LeBron James.
No.
May I sign Alex English?
How funny would it be? No.
Why would it be funny?
We'll find out later.
Carmelo Anthony.
No. It's 2.
May I sign Russell Westbrook?
No.
Do we just have Jokic right now?
Yep.
What off?
Kristaps Porzingis.
Yes.
May I sign Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Yes.
Are these European-born players?
Yes!
Yes!
That's why Alex English would have been funny.
Would've been good, that would've been
there
good.
you go.
I was on Denver Nuggets. I was
Let's make this one the last one, shall we?
all right, trying to get back to 0.
Justin starting?
Oh, no!
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. He is.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's not make this the last one.
Okay.
Wait, how many do we have right now?
4.
4?
We've done 4 of them.
We'll do them all. All right.
How
I'm going to
many
start
of 'em?
with Paolo Banchero. John starting.
Zion Williamson.
No. This one's a little bit trickier, just so you know.
Okay.
I would consider this a level 2 of trickiness.
May I?
But that's
sign?
also the maximum amount of trickiness.
I mean,
And he's played this game so many times. He knows the maximum amount of trickiness.
yeah.
Okay,
So may I
okay.
sign? You wanted Zion, right? That sucks. 'Cause you didn't get him. That's rough. That's hurts on you. May I sign? Let's go ahead and try and sign Franz Wagner.
Yeah. Take him.
Okay.
Sign him.
Sign him.
Do it.
Do it.
It's a threat.
If you're reenacting every man's like worst nightmare that had happened in their childhood.
Lakers down 3 to the Nets with. Oh, Lakers down 5 to the Nets with 90 seconds left.
It's kind of curtains. Maybe not.
Not a good look.
Anthony Black.
I'm seeing half the roster. Huh?
Anthony Black.
Anthony Black. No.
Huh?
No?
No.
Fine. If you're gonna make me do it, Anthony Edwards.
No.
Lucky.
Tracy McGrady.
Nope.
I can.
Mystic Mark just threw out his perfect 4 for 4. He got all of them right until now.
Mike Bibby.
Nope.
Nope.
Is that 4 for you?
Yep.
Okay. Is this your last guess? Last
Go
player?
first.
You did go first.
Okay. I guess so.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard.
No Dwight. And you got to guess. Because that was player 5.
Ah, man. T-Mac went threw me off.
I was thrown off by Paolo, to be honest with you.
I was going to say Magic small forwards. People who have made all rookie teams for the Magic.
No, unfortunately.
Nope.
It has nothing to do with Magic.
First team. No,
Oh, sorry. You get a player and a guess.
Player and a guess. May I sign? Oh. May I sign? PJ Washington.
No.
Oh, I don't know. These forwards in the NBA.
Oh, so close, but no.
Nope.
Eastern Conference forwards.
Yes.
That's a fair point.
Like I said, it is level 2 tricky. So, no. Okay. All right. Justin's going to start this one, but I'm going to start with Jalen Rose.
Oh, may I sign Jalen Williams?
No.
Chris Webber.
Yes. Fucker. Stupid ass. Idiot. You thought this was a Jalen round? Fuck you.
Oh my goodness, how fun. How fun. May I sign Dwayne Wade?
Yes.
Retired NBA players.
Damn it.
You got it.
I just wanted that psych, it's not the Jalen round moment.
That's right, it's the Jalen round. Jalen round, it's the Jalen
Oh
round. yo.
boy.
Jalen round, it's the Jalen round, yo. Jalen Jalen round. 1, 2,
John's
3, 4,
second
10,
week, we're doing 2-hour episodes. Jesus Christ. Okay, holy shit. Justin, why don't you recap the game for us, would you?
That game right there. Hey, John, you got 100 points that game. Hey, Justin, how you doing? I got 200 points that game. That sounds cool. Put you back to 0. Hey, Michael.
Yeah.
You got 300 big ones.
Oh my God, yay, I won.
You won the day.
Oh my God, yay. I'm so
Okay.
excited. What's happening? You're going to explode. It's just the worst time to do it. Why would you go any time before this? It's like literally your time to shine. I was like, I'm about to go be like, all right, props to you. This is the time he's got to go. Okay, fine. Can you reach over there and grab the wheel, and I'll spin it, and we can do it while we wait for him.
All right.
Thank you very much. Do appreciate it. Okay, let's see. Let me click off of the free agent frenzy, and because it's time to spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. Pick a bet for your co-host.
Oh, goodness.
There you go.
So let's pick a wager, right? Oh no, the wagers are already decided. No. Pick a wager.
I think it's pick the. Yeah, the bet, like the what you're betting on.
I feel like the amount would make more sense if we already.
No.
Maybe.
Haven't we decided it's the wager? We've done this like several times in the
Yeah, the
last
wager
couple
is
of
what
months.
you bet on.
I think it means like wager amount.
No, like I mean the amount of points.
Because
Picking
then
the points, right?
then you could just we decided it wasn't that because
Then
you could just bet
fuck
somebody.
somebody's, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
oh,
why.
okay, cool. Okay, cool.
Woo! Oh, guys, it's so good. It's so
Oh,
good.
well,
It's
then
so
Well,
good.
then that's fun.
So good to see you guys.
Okay, good. Well, that was the wheel.
That was the wheel.
I'm picking a bet for my co-host. Okay, well then let me go ahead and do that. And we're gonna gamble some of these points away in a little segment we like to do called Prompts New You.
Another exciting edition of Props to You. Folks, it's really good to have you here. Hey, real quick, we're going to do this. We're going to go bloop, and then we're going to go bloop. See, you're not here. So, nothing. Trey is sitting stagnant at 29.50. He's not having a bet this week, not betting any points. I guess you could technically, pick a bet for him even though he's not here. But I guess you can't because you can't wage any of his points. As of it stands right now, you are in first place by 1,000. Nope, sorry, less than that. Trey still exists. I was reading Michael's points. I was like, that's 1,000. So like a couple hundred points there. You had Keegan Murray over 1.5 3-pointers made versus the Knicks. Tonight, is Michael changing that?
No.
No, not changing that. How many points would you like to bet, John?
Let's do a cool 350.
350. 350. Michael DeMar DeRozan over 21.5 points versus those same New York Knicks. 23.50 is what you got. 1,000 points you down. What are you doing?
Let me do. I will also do 350.
350 must mean you're changing my bet.
Yes.
What are you changing it to?
What?
It currently stands at Anthony Simons over 21.5 points versus the Golden State Warriors. He's not playing.
Ooh, Cam Thomas.
Yeah. Literally, the Nets are playing right as we speak, and he's not in the game, I believe.
Wait, they play tomorrow though. Let me see.
I don't think Cam Johnson's playing either. I think he's out with an injury.
Well, he was playing tomorrow. He was playing tonight.
He was?
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't think he was. I didn't know he came back, if I'm being honest with you.
Cam Johnson over under tomorrow night.
Yeah,
Let's
do.
see.
17.5 looks like the line.
Yeah, against who are they playing tomorrow? Oh, that's against the Lakers.
That was today.
Well,
They might not be playing tomorrow.
they are. It said, yeah. Oh, no, it's not tomorrow.
No, it's not tomorrow.
You know what? Fucking just fucking sure. Yeah. Let's see. Cam Johnson over under. Wait, no. Let's see here. Let's see if this is something better. Oh no, not tomorrow. Okay. This is riveting to listen to.
That's so great. It's amazing.
Who
man.
does
You
play
could-
tomorrow?
Give him that cat.
Karl Anthony Towns tonight?
Yo,
no,
Michael,
give
give
him
me
some-
that
give him-
cat.
give
boy,
him some-
crazy.
Give him some cat.
Hey.
Over 26.5. Just gift
Yo.
him
Oh, Bob, give me top. Over under. Yeah, Karl Anthony Towns. Yeah.
Can I play tomorrow?
Let's see. Karl Anthony Towns tonight, right?
Or tonight, yeah.
Or is it tonight or tomorrow?
They play tonight. I know
Tonight.
for sure. They might play tomorrow too. But
What's his points rebounds? Oh yeah, let's bank on a big cat game. 41.5. Oh no, but there's no Domantas Sabonis, huh? He might actually go off. Nah, let's bank on a big cat game. 41.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
Putting cat over on that? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
I like
Yeah. See what happens.
Good.
Nice little
41.5
shift
points,
for
rebounds,
Justin.
and assists.
Probably a blessing.
Over points, rebounds, and 41.5 points, rebounds, and assists
Yeah, there it is.
against the Kings Monday.
Tonight. Later tonight.
At SAC.
You know what? All I can do is bet them all. Not 9,000. That'd be nuts.
You're betting all of them on that?
I have to.
Holy moly.
How else am I going to make it back into the game?
I mean, there's 3 more episodes. This is a 5-episode month.
So?
Okay, rooting for you, bud.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, that's where it was. That's where it is. That's what
That's
happens.
where it shall be.
Thank you so much for listening today, everybody. It's been a fucking long
Such a
one.
great time.
2 hours, goddamn.
The clock threw me off. I was like, oh, it's 7:30. We've been walking that long. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I realized that halfway through. I was like, oh, they think it's early as shit. And then I was like, it isn't.
It's not.
Yeah, and that's when.
Of course they do. That man's out of shape and he's injury prone.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 3-point game. That is what it is. Thank you so much for being here with us today, everybody. Just a reminder, you can follow us at wherever you do stuff at @yay_basketball, TikTok, Twitter,
Add me on the ground.
and just remember we're recording live.
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
John, you got anything for the people?
I don't, man. Nothing special. Nothing special. Season's changing. I don't know what weather's like where other people are, but things are finally changing here.
Finally.
Thank the Lord.
Oh,
So
70
let's
degrees.
enjoy it not being freezing. Hopefully it's not freezing where you are.
70 degrees made my body feel good. Justin.
Just thinking, seasonal depression's gone, just to realize you have regular depression.
Can't blame
Couple
it on anything.
things. Couple things. You know what I thought about this on that seasonal change situation actually earlier today? I was like, I really hope that all the bugs come out like this week and then next week,
They're dead.
frozen landscape for one more week to get rid of all the spring bugs. Would be cool, right? Anyway, so Nikola Jokic right now, just so you guys know, Denver up 8 in the fourth quarter. Nikola Jokic 25, 14, and 5. So looking like they're going to get their get back
Against the
a little
Thunder?
bit against the Thunder. Yeah, they're up 8. Jamal Murray's also got like 27.
How much time?
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Ooh,
Oh,
up
10.
10 now.
He's got
Interesting.
30. That's where the change is.
Interesting game. Interesting game.
Crazy,
Well,
crazy,
thank you so
crazy.
much for listening, everybody. It's been just a fucking good time. Long one. 3 hours. Feels like 2 hours,
Yeah.
7 hours.
Honestly, feels like 20 minutes.
Feels like 6 minutes.
Yeah,
Feels like 2 minutes.
I like it. Yes, and.
Time
And
well
we'll
spent.
be back next week
Time well spent.
to talk about more basketball.
Really?
What kind of basketball?
Yay,
Yay, basketball.